Drake and Akademiks secretly hate each other, and I got 10 reasons why.
Drake showed me a lot of love.
Akademiks dip from my life, man. Real talk, man. I don't really like that, bro. Need to dip from my life, man. Real talk.
Drake told me. So either Drake lied or Drake didn't lie. I don't give a fuck, okay? So I know people want me to be like butthurt. Me and Drake ain't fucking. Please stop thinking we are. Then cleared something up for me. I put it out. I could have not put a source, but I did. Source, Drake. If it turns out to be false, you know who the liar is. Drake. It ain't me.
What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again, talking facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Gang, listen. Timing is everything. It was like 2 days ago that I saw Akademiks bugging out online, screaming about LeBron and screaming about this and that and the third. And I was like, some of the stuff he's saying, he has to know is making Drake look absolutely crazy. He has to. And I thought about it, I was like, gang, this dude can't be this dumb. Some of the stuff he's been doing over the past 7-8 months has been almost counterproductive to what this guy's been trying to do. He's been overly, zealously making this beef worse. And timing is everything. A guy by the name of Rapaholics, salute the Rapaholics. He came out with a video called Drake's History of Bullying Akademiks. I watched it. I was like, this is dead on. Drake has been bullying this guy for years. But I was like, I can't be this dumb to just eat this stuff. Who likes a bully? Who likes their bully? What do you do when a guy bullies you and you know you can't beat him? You try to play nice. You try to befriend him. You try to act like everything's okay. And it hit me. Drake cannot stand this dude. He treats him like shit, but Akademiks don't like him either. I got 10 reasons. I guarantee you, even if you don't believe me, which I know you will start thinking something's up. I wrote down these 10 reasons, and I'm very, very positive that Ak cannot stand Drake. He don't like him, but he needs him. Let me go down this list, and let me see what we get, right? My reason number 10. Back when Ak was on Everyday Struggle, he used to talk about Drake, he used to talk about Kendrick, and Ak was more of a Kendrick fan than Drake. Everyday Struggle was not that long ago. 2017, something like that, 2018. Everyday Struggle was 5-6 years ago. It wasn't like a lifetime ago. I used to watch Everyday Struggle from the time it started to the time it ended, to the time Joe Budden left, to when Wayno, remember that period of time? Wayno, we didn't know who was going to take over. Then they had this guy on there and that guy, and then Wayno took over. During that time when Akademiks was on Everyday Struggle with Joe Budden, him and Joe Budden got to a discussion about Drake having classic albums. You know, Drake don't forget nothing. He don't forget nothing. Guarantee you, Drake remembers that Akademiks said Drake does not have one classic album and Kendrick has 3.
He made the bold claim that Drake has no classics within his catalog.
I'm not considering that Drake has any unilateral classics that would be seen by the culture.
And on the flip side, he claimed that Kendrick had 3 classic albums, including To Pimp a Butterfly, which he now labels as a snooze fest.
3. I think all these are classics. like the niggas puts his shit is amazing.
Wait, what's the 3 you count?
To Pimp a Butterfly.
You said as a classic album?
Yeah, I think the rapping on To Pimp a Butterfly is better than Good Kid, Mad City. The songs on Good Kid, Mad City, and some of the concepts that he kind of get into, and also it's a first look on a big scale, so like we see it differently. But if we just going by rapping, I think some of his best rapping in his career, if we're just talking about the 3 albums, was on To Pimp a Butterfly.
Think about this. This is the time before Ak had this one-on-one love connection with Drake. He literally said on that show, you don't have a classic album. And the guy that's his arch nemesis has 3. Guarantee you that ain't sitting well with Drake to this day. Let's keep it moving. Number 9, Akademiks fell asleep while he was on live listening to Certified Lover Boy. When Drake dropped Certified Lover Boy, Akademiks was listening to it, trying to gas it up, and then slowly but surely fell asleep. And there's footage of him on live, knock Slam out while the album is softly playing in the background.
If we broke it off, then you know it wasn't painless. If she got a watch, then you know it's not a stainless.
He's knocked out, Slam asleep. Literally the most embarrassing thing ever. And that shows he's not that big of a fan of Drake as he claims to be. Let's just be honest. Let me get to number 8. Akademiks needs Drake. Akademiks has become the number one, his status has become number one media personality after he became the number one mouthpiece of Drake. Meaning, his number one status fringes and hinges on him being able to be contacted and contracted by Drake to be given these tidbits of information. Elliott Wilson, a lot of other guys would kill to have that direct line to Drake. Akademiks has it. He don't have it in a good way. It's an awful way. Drake lies to him. He plays games with him. He makes him look like a fool. He told Ak to dip from my life. To this day, that is the funniest shit I probably ever seen an artist do to a reporter. Or Ak is not a reporter. He's a media personality. But when Ak went on that man's live and he saw him in his live and he said, dip from my live, I lost it because I'm like, that is hilarious because Ak's such a cornball that he sat there and let this guy call him out. Now, Ak needs this man now. If it was me, 2016, 2017, whatever that year that was, and I went into this man's live and he said, dip from my live, you would have never caught me in there again. And you would have never I would have never been talking good about this guy. But Ak has to. He has no choice. Number 7. Drake lied to Akademiks. He just literally got caught in another lie when he told Akademiks that the DMs from this guy, Chris, was fake.
You know who the liar is. Drake. It ain't me.
Right? He went and told Ak directly to put that information out there. It's not the first lie. It's not the last lie. Ak has been getting dumped on from this guy for years. Ak truly wants to say, kiss my ass, but he has no choice. If someone lies to you and embarrasses you in front of the world, I'm going to ask you, how much would you really like that person again? Ak still haven't said nothing bad about him. He spazzed on LeBron and everybody else. Stephon Diggs and everybody else but Drake because he needs him. Needs that man. It's sad, gang. It's one of the worst things. It's one of the worst positions to ever be in. Somebody that you really don't like, you know that they treat you like trash, and you still got to kiss their ass. I guarantee you, Akademiks cannot stand this man. I'm just going to be honest. And even the most weirdest guy at some point is going to feel that pain that this guy treats me like trash. He's a human being, gang. I'm just going to be honest. His man was online screaming at him, saying, Ak, he don't show you no love, Ak. Act like he showed me love. He showed me love. That was a man that hurt because he knows he don't show him any love. Let me keep it moving. Number 6, Drake has never, ever given Ak free tickets to the show. Ak had to hit up 21 Savage. He DM'd Drake. Drake never responded. He had to hit up 21 Savage, and 21 Savage gave him tickets to the show. Drake has never once hit him up when he was in town. When Ak was in town, nowhere. He never hits him up, say, yo, here's free tickets. I guarantee you chicks get tickets before Ak. Akademiks man said he flew Ice Spice out before he flew you out. He sent a jet for Ice Spice and didn't never send you one. You think that don't hurt? When you're the biggest supporter of this man, your platform is the number one platform. Even before he came along, Ak was in the top 5. Ak was millions of people listening and paying attention to Ak. He was blowing Drake up. Why you think so many rappers used to get mad at Ak? Used to get mad at Ak because Ak could make or break you from one damn tweet. And he had Drake had him wrapped around his finger playing games with him for years. Even a so-called thought gonna have their feelings in it at some point. They're gonna get hurt at some point. Number 5, Drake only DMs Ak when he needs something. Akademiks man told him that. He said he only DMs you when he needs something. And sure enough, every time this thing during the battle, every time he wanted some information out there, guess who he DM'd? Akademiks. The low-level stuff. Just DM, boom. And then now Ak going on the crusade for 2 days. Hyping up whatever little tidbit of information he got. But do you think he DMs Ak with his problems? His concerns? Like things going on in his personal life? Hell no. You think he asks Ak how he's doing? You think he asks about his family? I don't. I think this guy is really using this guy to a point he don't even have to because this dude's such a sucker. Let me keep it moving. We getting close, gang. We getting close. Some of this stuff already to me would tell me That guy can't like him. He treats you like shit for 6, 7 years straight. Number 4, Drake has never done an interview with Akademiks ever. Akademiks' platform would go from, he's already at the top. He would be undisputed for 4 years straight if he had that interview. That interview would sit there, probably do 1 billion views. He's never once did an interview with Ak. He go with the most goofiest streamers that don't know who the hell he is. They barely know his songs. They don't know his music. He went on an interview with Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross was talking about rap is dead. This is #1 rapper in the world. He's telling him that your whole career is over. Aiden Ross don't know nothing about rap. He don't know nothing about hip hop. But Drake is on his stream and everybody else hasn't done one with Ak. I'm sure Ak has approached the matter. You think Ak don't hate him for that? Ak could play silly all he wants. Ak is extremely smart. Ak has an engineering degree. If I'm not mistaken, he has some kind of degree. He graduated from something, right? College guy. He can't be this dumb to not know that this man is playing with him. I think this is enough evidence, but I'm gonna keep going. I got more. Number 3, Ak said Drake can never be the GOAT because he has ghostwriters. I'm gonna say that again. Akademiks said back when he was on Everyday Struggle that he could never be the GOAT because he has ghostwriters.
And while today Akademiks might say that Drake is the greatest rapper of all time, back on Everyday Struggle, Akademiks said that you can never be considered the greatest with a ghostwriter.
If you are the greatest, you shouldn't have a ghostwriter, someone paying your bars.
You can't say that's your favorite rapper, but he can't be the GOAT. If you felt that 5 years ago, you feel that right now. So you got a guy ghostwriting his raps. He's dissing a guy that you clearly like more than him, right? You clearly like Kendrick more than him. I'm just gonna be honest. If you're paying attention to Ak from when he was on Everyday Struggle, that was the real Ak. This is the fake Ak for TV that we're getting right now. That was the real Ak we saw. Number 2, Akademiks' relationship with Joe Budden. For him to be so cool with Joe Budden, Drake and Joe Budden don't have no type of good relationship.
Yeah, Joe. I number 1, Joe is basked in the idea of Drake losing, right? Joe has, again, and I wonder how Drake really thinks about this, because I think Drake was already annoyed at Joe for kind of putting out this narrative that he was into young girls, or his content singing about young girls was weird. And, he had cussed Joe out on my comment section. You remember this cuss out right here? Drake, Joe Budden, diss, a comment, right? This kind of came from, this kind of came from, where is it at? Yeah, this kind of came from, all right, Jesus Christ. Yeah, this came from, him watching that nigga Joe kind of like say stuff that makes it feel like, he's a little weird, right? Let me see. What was the context? Here we go.
That's yo, dog, I had to look up how old this was when I finished listening to the album. Mm-hmm. You are 36. Your birthday is in 20 days. I Googled that too. You will be 37 years old. Get the away from some of these younger niggas. And
yeah, so Joe started that. And then I think Drake was trying to respond but act unbothered and cleverly play off of it with tailor-made freestyle when he was talking to Kendrick. Like, yo, Kendrick, talk about him liking young girls. I got that from the Joe Budden podcast. That would probably be cute. And then Kendrick uses the whole battle to call Drake a pedophile. And I think Drake is just like, fuck Joe.
Their relationship is awful. Joe Budden wrote 4 diss songs with him. He wrote 4 diss songs about Drake. But Akademiks still constantly is cool with Joe Budden. They're still friends. They still talk about each other in a good, positive light, even when Joe's talking negatively about Drake. Akademiks does not ever disrespect Joe. But Drake is your #1 guy, and the #1 reason that Drake possibly can't like Akademiks, and Akademiks truly has to hate this man. Akademiks' Spotify account processed his top artist of the year. Akademiks previously claimed that he only listens to Kendrick Lamar once a month, and he listens to Drake every day. So that would mean, by far, Drake would be at the top of Akademiks' Spotify report it would be Drake and then every other bum in the game. Now, Drake was at the top of that, but Kendrick was number 2.
Irony came around to slap Ak in the face as Not Like Us, the most damaging track to ever be released against Akademiks' favorite artist, and Euphoria, another one of arguably the most damaging songs to Drake's legacy, were both 2 of the most listened to songs of the year for Akademiks, ahead of any other Drake track.
And the icing on the cake was that not only did Akademiks have Kendrick as number 2, the number 1 song that Akademiks listened to in 2024 was Not Like Us. It was not a Drake song. It was Kendrick Lamar's diss record to Drake. You know how much he had to be dancing around in that house in his underwear, rapping to Not Like Us? For that song to be number 1? Did you see him when Kendrick was at the pop-out? See, Akademiks made the mistake of going live while he watched that pop-out. He sang every word of that Not Like Us song. He's on record saying he's vibing to Euphoria and he hates that he's vibing to it. This guy cannot stand Drake. He wants to see this guy fall. He's pretending that he likes him. I'm telling you some real shit. He don't like this guy. Not Like Us shouldn't even have been on his radar. He should have listened to it one time. As much as that was on YouTube, why is it on your Spotify? Make it make sense. This guy's suing his label over that song, but somehow Akademiks knows every single word, and he was jamming to it when this guy was on the pop-out. You go look it up. Singing to it, waving his hands. This guy was in Euphoria. You think Drake didn't see that? You think Drake liked that? You think Drake you think Drake is okay with that? When Drake is ripping up LeBron's whole life over him going to the pop-out? Or him dancing to Not Like Us? Akademiks got a seething hate for this guy. I'm telling you right now, he cannot stand him. He puts that smile on, it's all an act. Akademiks wants to see this man fall. He has his number 1 song is the biggest disrespectful song to this guy has ever seen in his life. No one has ever dissed him this bad, and Akademiks has listened to it more than anything else in his whole library. He don't like him. And he needs him. So he's gonna pretend to like him. He just said on that video the other day, if anybody lied, it was Drake, not me. I feel like these 2 dudes equally hate each other. Drake treats this guy like trash. What kind of relationship you got with a guy that you've never given him a ticket to your show? Bum journalists get that. So I'm gonna leave it at this. You tell me, you think Akademiks really love this guy? The way he's screaming and throwing all this guy business out there, and he's acting like, oops, oh, whoa. He's done thrown so much of this business. This guy cannot be happy with the way Akademiks has handled this battle. There's no way. Every time Kendrick dropped, Akademiks had it all over his face that it was awful. Every time he dropped, it made it look. Akademiks put the animation to how bad these things were. Go back and look it up. Akademiks was all over the place. His whole body language showed that Drake was getting crashed. I guarantee you, a lot of people made up their mind that Drake was losing based on Akademiks' antics, which I don't think was all that accidental. I don't think him showing that Not Like Us was his number 1 song was an accident. I just don't. Oh, you saw it. Oh, my God. I don't think it was all that accidental, gang. And I'm going to leave it at that. I believe that these 2 guys cannot stand each other, and they're waiting for the other one to fall so they don't need him anymore. We're going to see what they say in 2025. Let me know what you think in the comments. CLBMG. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. All right? Peace.
Say something right now.
Is Drake scared of Kendrick? Let me get my direct question.
Fucking yes.
Is Big
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
CLB.